What's going on, guys? Dom The Commish here, and today we are going to be reacting to my video, the NFL quarterback carousel, predicting every offseason move. So this is a video I made about a month ago. I think it's around a month ago. Yep. It's one of my more popular videos, 115 views. And as a celebration for hitting 20 subscribers, we're going to go back and look at it and see, exactly what I got right. What do you think I got right? What do you think I got wrong? I haven't looked at this video since um since I recorded this, and honestly I forget a lot of the stuff that I did, so I think we should just kind of start this up. What's up, everybody? Dom the Commish here today, and today we're going to be predicting the quarterback, about what each team is probably going to do at the quarterback position. Let's start with the Giants. Now, the Giants, they're my team. I put them first because, I feel like their quarterback situation is very simple. They need a quarterback.
I still stand by that.
I mean, with Jameis and Russ, different places. We have the third pick in the draft. If Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward falls to us, we are definitely going to be picking one of them. So this was a good take, I think, at the beginning of the season, but the issue is now is that we've signed both quarterbacks, Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. The other issue that this take now takes is that Shedeur Sanders has absolutely tanked his draft stock compared to Cam Ward, who has really solidified himself as that #1 option. So now the Giants, in this scenario now, are kind of have the issue that, okay, do I want to really reach on Shedeur Sanders here? Or do I want to not take a quarterback in this draft, maybe do one later? But it's really tough because Shedeur Sanders, I don't think, is worthy of being the #3 pick overall. He's a good quarterback, but I think that if the Giants took him, then they would easily be setting themselves up for failure if they made him start right away, which is why I think that they still could take Shedeur Sanders at 3. Cam Ward's not going to fall there. But now it doesn't really matter what they do in the draft. And that's just, we have too big of a need at the quarterback position, even if Travis Hunter or Abdul, if one quarterback falls to us, then Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter are going to be off the board, at least one of them. If I had to guess, it would be something like Titans pick Cam Ward at 1.
That's going to happen.
And then Browns pick Travis Hunter at 2 or Abdul Carter at 2. And then that leaves the Giants with a very interesting situation. And I feel like no matter what happens with the Giants, I think that they find their way and Shedeur Sanders will be a New York Giant. Not a bad take at the time. Once again, his draft stock really fell, so I don't think Shedeur Sanders is going to go to the Giants. I feel like he honestly has even more of a chance of going to the Browns at 2. I know that there was actually a picture of Kirk Cousins in Cleveland, so he might go there. Or there were the rumors about trading for Dak Prescott. I think they're bogus, but overall, not a bad take from right now, but I don't think that he's going to go there anymore. Next year. I mean, he's got talent. We've seen it at Colorado. He's making pick it. Did I have him pick any other quarterbacks?
I'll create a green circle.
And Purdy stays. I think that the Cardinals, Kyler Murray stays, and Geno Smith stays as the starter. Stafford definitely looks like he could be traded. So looks like I've got 2 out of the 4 quarterbacks here right. I mean, Kyler Murray and Brock Purdy are staying put, but I did not expect the Geno Smith trade to happen just because the Seahawks weren't really in a position to get a decent upgrade at quarterback, and because they went 10-7 last year, it's kind of like, why would you decide to draft a quarterback now? Or sorry, why would you decide to trade away your quarterback now? I get he's expensive, but I don't think that Sam Darnold really made sense to sign for the Seahawks over Geno Smith. I mean, Geno Smith is a little bit more expensive, but I think Sam Darnold is a way less proven, had one of the best receiving cores in the league, and, still kind of choked at the end of the year. So overall, and then obviously Matthew Stafford ended up staying with the Rams. I think I have him moving here, but overall, I think that not too bad. Let's see. He's a keep. The Vikings quarterbacks are a bit iffy right now.
Yeah, so I guess all 3 Vikings quarterbacks, except for I guess JJ McCarthy stayed, but the other 2 are still on the move.
Baker, you're keep.
So it looks like I kept, where is it? Made sure to keep all of the AFC South quarterbacks, all these guys. Aaron Rodgers, I don't think I kept around. I remember what I did with Aaron Rodgers. So I didn't keep any of those guys for right now. I think we went and talked more about AFC North later. Jameis didn't stay, it doesn't look like.
DeVito comes in first, and Drew Lock, is just fine with it. So I do think that the Giants are going to keep around Drew Lock. He's not good enough to be a starter in this league, but he's definitely good enough to be a backup to Shedeur Sanders and hopefully help him develop as well. Kind of the same deal with Marcus Mariota. He's going to stay around.
So, the Drew Lock take, once again, it's kind of just like who the Giants really value at the quarterback position. I did think if they were going to keep a backup, it would have been Drew Lock because he knows the playbook and he really started to come into his own towards the end of the season. And by come into his own, I didn't mean be a really good quarterback. I meant just like be a quarterback who knows what he's doing and knows the playbook, which is why I thought the Giants were going to keep him, especially if they draft the QB. But they went the other route and instead went with 2 veterans that have higher upside. Russell Wilson made the playoffs last year, and Jameis just one of the guys who you can watch pretty much any other time. So overall, I think that, once again, Drew Lock I think is still a free agent, so it doesn't matter. Now here's where it gets interesting. What the Rams did with Stafford.
He's going to probably get traded. The issue is where is he going to be traded? And I think there's a couple logical spots that he could be traded to. I think he could definitely go to the Saints. I feel like, not the Falcons. He won't go to the Falcons. I could see him going to the Jets if they cut Rodgers. I could see him going to the Raiders. So here's what I'm going to do. Matthew Stafford is not going to be a Ram anymore. And he is going to go to the Las Vegas Raiders. It's still...
Okay, well, I'm actually very proud of this. I did predict that the Raiders were going to trade for an NFC West quarterback. That was not correct. Or sorry, that was correct, but Stafford was not the correct Raider to go with. They ended up trading for Geno Smith, which honestly, Matthew Stafford is definitely a lot better than Geno Smith is, even though I think that the gap is definitely shortened this year. But overall, this is still a really, really great take. Even though the Raiders didn't outright trade for Matthew Stafford, they traded for a veteran quarterback. And I think that that's what the Raiders, honestly, they should have done. They weren't in a position to get one of the top quarterbacks ever. And so in order to actually be competitive, they couldn't have Gardner Minshew or Aiden O'Connell behind center.
So, he wouldn't have to pack up and move that far. The Raiders, despite being one of the worst teams in the league this year, they overall do not have, and they're going to be the ones to land Sam Darnold.
Wow. Okay. So this is absolutely unbelievable. I pretty much predicted the entire Sam Darnold and Geno Smith saga. An NFC West team trades their quarterback to the Raiders and then picks up Sam Darnold to replace him. That's actually pretty funny. I just got the wrong NFC quarterback. At the time, the Stafford Rams rumors were really big. I know that the Giants pretty much had a deal set in stone, but it ended up not happening for Stafford. And overall, I think that, once again, Stafford on the Rams wasn't going to be an amazing move. It was going to be a downgrade from Stafford, and it wasn't really going to help them in the long run. Kind of the same thing with Sam Darnold to the Seahawks. So honestly, this is a great take. Even though I didn't get it completely correct, I was very, very close.
It just makes sense. Let's get some rookies in here. Cam Ward, we're gonna make.
Yeah, I'll probably do another reaction video after this about the rookies, but I think that Cam Ward is going to be a Titan.
Going to the Titans. they're going to keep Will Levis / Mason Rudolph. Dynasty will go on a lot longer than.
Okay, so I have Kirk Cousins going to the Saints here, and Derek Carr.
And then Derek Carr goes to the New York Jets, where they.
Okay, so interesting thing is I have the Jets getting Derek Carr. I don't think it's a great idea for them already because they have Justin Fields now. But overall, the Saints getting Kirk Cousins, I don't think that's very realistic now. He might be traded at the end after the draft, and the Saints could be a landing spot. But overall, I don't think that it's going to happen. I feel like a more prime place for him to go would be to the Steelers, who don't have a quarterback right now. We'll probably get into them later in this video as well. Maybe someone like the... Who else doesn't really have a quarterback right now? Or is it kind of like purgatory? He still could go to the Saints. I mean, but the Saints just have like absolutely no cap. The Browns, that's still a big rumor. I mentioned that earlier in the video, but yeah, overall, I think that Kirk Cousins and the Saints still could happen, but is a lot less likely now.
That's already in here, you know? So I think that, overall, in this scenario, Rodgers isn't getting a starting job in this league. All right, well, my microphone went out on me, so let's see what we missed. So the
greatest, the mic going out as I am doing a prediction that definitely still could happen. I feel like it's very likely that it could happen, and that is being Rodgers retiring. I don't think any team wants to deal with his BS right now. I don't think that. I think the only team that would be signing him is the Steelers. But are they really going to go after Rodgers? They could. Will Rodgers even want to play for them? He might not. It's really tough to see. I think that the Steelers either get Rodgers or they get Jackson Dart now. But if Aaron Rodgers retires this season, once again, that will be another really good prediction on my part.
Isn't able to get a starting job anywhere else, that would be same with Joe Flacco. Like, honestly, Andy Dalton could stay at the Panthers, and Flacco can become a Falcon. They're backup quarterbacks. They're not getting a starting job.
So Falcons still love Kirk Cousins right now. Based on the fact that they didn't sign a veteran backup, I think that Joe Flacco definitely could go to the Falcons still. But overall, we don't know yet. I know Flacco was linked to the Giants a lot. Ended up not going there. But Flacco to the Falcons could happen. If Kirk Cousins leaves, probably not.
Job in the league. And then lastly, what we were talking about is the Jets drafting Jackson Dart in either the first or the early second.
Jets drafting Jackson Dart and picking up Derek Carr is interesting. The Jets definitely are not going to draft Jackson Dart now that they have Justin Fields. I say my mock drafts, it's probably going to be Tyler Warren, a tight end, just because that position is so absurdly bad, and they could use another pass catcher. But Derek Carr on the Jets, once again, not too realistic, and that was kind of a bad prediction. It looks like he's just going to be staying on the Saints.
Because he's a high upside draft pick. You know, he's shown a lot of flashes this year. If I'm going off the consensus, I do believe that the Steelers plan to keep Russell Wilson.
So this was, I got this take, I guess, half right. They did keep they did not keep any of their quarterbacks. So they got rid of Russell Wilson, and they got rid of Justin Fields. Russell Wilson going to the Giants, and Justin Fields going to the Jets, both on opposite sides of MetLife. Overall, I feel like I don't think there was anybody who thought that the Steelers would get rid of both of their quarterbacks. I feel like now they're really just stuck in this pit where they don't have anyone to play the position. And that's because they let their two guys go. I mean, Justin Fields wanted a guaranteed starting job, so he left. Russell Wilson didn't like the Steelers and Arthur Smith, so he left. Let's see where I had Justin Fields going, though.
And in that case, Fields would be going to a different team. That team, there's not many options for him now. If this goes the way it is, like with Derek Carr still being a starter, I mean, maybe we have to change things up, honestly.
Oh.
I don't see Fields getting a shot anywhere else.
Do I have Fields to the Jets?
He could get one on the Browns, but here's my issue. The Browns are still paying Deshaun Watson. Jameis Winston's going to be free agents. I guess they have to sign someone.
They don't. They signed Kenny Pickett, I guess traded for, who's probably going to be their starter. And I know the Dak rumors are probably BS, but like if they were real and they're actively trying to pursue Dak Prescott, how the hell are you going to be able to afford them all? It's like, I don't know. The Browns probably would definitely not be able to afford Justin Fields this season for his 2-year, $40 million that he had with the Jets. I really hope that I predict him to the Jets here. I don't know where I predicted him to.
So in this scenario, I guess no, but they can't pay that much to a QB. Okay, so here's what happens, right? Justin Fields leaves. Jameis goes to the Steelers for a 1 year.
It looks like I just created the Giants quarterback room in the Steelers. Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. Literally the Giants quarterback room on the Steelers. Do I put him on the Browns?
Justin Fields. We are going to take Kirk Cousins and we are going to replace him with Justin Fields.
Oh, so close. Oh, come
Justin
on, man.
Fields goes to the Saints.
So freaking close, man.
Kirk Cousins signs a veteran minimum with the Browns.
That could happen. That could definitely happen if maybe not a cut, but if Kirk Cousins, if the Browns still don't have their quarterback situation figured out by the draft, Kirk Cousins could definitely still go on the Browns. But man, I was so freaking close. I had it. I had him on the Jets. I was like, maybe he could go to the Jets. But they signed Derek Carr. I shouldn't have been too fancy. I should have kept Derek Carr on the Saints, and therefore I would have just put Justin Fields on the Jets, and I would have gotten that right. But overall, I think that I just got a little bit too fancy with it, and I predicted something that I shouldn't have. So overall, it's not a bad prediction. Once again, I predicted that Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston would be in the same locker room. Just not fair. And I predict the Browns will draft the QB in Quinn Ewers. Will it happen? Probably not. Probably not Quinn Ewers. They could draft Shador, but I don't think that this team is in a place to take a quarterback high.
That's pretty decent. Yeah, Jameis goes to the Steelers or wherever to be a backup. Oh no, Jameis won't go to the Steelers. Seahawks keep Geno Smith, draft Dylan Gabriel to be their quarterback.
Why'd you go to this? Why'd I take you away?
Or wherever. Okay, Jameis, because I have the Steelers are probably going to draft a quarterback. I'll have them draft Kyle McCord because if they're keeping Russ, they need to have a backup plan. So then Jameis Winston, where does he go?
I was so close to creating the Giants quarterback room, and at the end, I just took it away. Damn, all right.
He'll go to the Cardinals. Why not?
Signing in the NFC to be a backup.
The last person we're going to talk about is the Seahawks as well. That gets rid of our relevant in the yeah. Colts don't need too much. Backup. Giants draft Shador Sanders, ready to starting quarterback for the year. They get Jill to be Malik Willis, all their guys. Lions get Jared Goff and draft Will Howard. Bears keep Caleb Williams. Vikings.
So Daniel Jones is not still on the Vikings. He went to the Colts. I probably should have had someone competing with Anthony Richardson to the starting job. I honestly am really high on Anthony Richardson still. I think that he was a project quarterback coming out of college, and I think that if he didn't play so good in his first season before he got hurt, he would have a lot less eyes on him and a lot less like, oh my gosh, you played so good at the beginning of the season. What are you doing now? But overall, Daniel Jones on the Vikings still. I mean, they need a guy for J.J. McCarthy. Right now, they don't have that guy. I think besides like Nick Mullins or something like that. But I just kind of miss Daniel Jones there.
Keep J.J. McCarthy and pick up Flacco.
NFC South, once again, the Fields take was pretty bad, but everything else was not too terrible.
Panthers keep Tua and Huntley.
Once again, Jets, all I had to do was switch Derek Carr and Justin Fields, and we had a really good option here, and maybe Jackson Dart to the Saints instead.
Stay with the Dolphins. Jet probably be cut for both. From Chiefs, Gardner Minshew becomes the backup after Carson Wentz was cut. Charge draft rounds. Cam Ward back 8.
Okay, so that is the full video. So highs and lows. The lows was definitely predicting that Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins would both get cut. They ended up not doing that, and they're still on their respective teams. Once again, the rookies, we don't know where they're all going to go. The Steelers QBs, honestly, I feel like Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, one of them was expected to stay. I think not many people predicted both of them to be leaving. I did create the Giants quarterback room for a little bit with Russ and Jameis, but I think the best thing that we did was having... Where is he? Where is it? Having Matthew Stafford traded to the Raiders, and then the Rams picking up Sam Darnold. The same thing happened, except it was with the Seahawks. So, kind of bummed that I missed that. But overall, I think that if I had to rank myself on this video, I think I would give myself a solid, like, maybe a 6, maybe a 5, just because it's so hard to predict these things. You don't know what GMs are thinking, like, who wants to trade who. I mean, like, a lot of... Like, Matthew Stafford looked as good as gone, and then suddenly he stays, and Geno Smith just randomly gets traded. So it's tough to predict everything, but overall, I think I did a pretty good job. So once again, thank you guys so much for getting me hit 20 subscribers. And, you know, if you want more content like this, some more reaction videos, maybe I'll do some other kind of football videos instead of my own, leave a like and please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.